Panzanella salad is the day 6 recipe. In my 12 days of Christmas recipes with spilling the sweet tea. Some of the key ingredients are tomatoes, basil, and fresh Italian bread. Remember that cranberry cornbread we made yesterday? Yep, it's going in there. You're gonna need a few fresh tomatoes, about 6 or 7 will do. Get out a cutting board and a baking tray, and you want to cut up your Italian bread and your cornbread into cubes. I've never had this salad, but it looks so good. Baby, anytime I'm cutting up bread, I always reach for my serrated knife. It makes cutting up bread much easier, so get you one if you don't have one. When I looked up how to make this particular salad, they say to cut up the bread into big cubes like this. You want to make your cubes of bread and cornbread a decent size because you're going to soak this bread in a vinaigrette that you're going to make. So if your cubes of bread or cornbread are too small, then they're going to get mushy very fast. And you're going to toast the bread as well, so it's going to shrink just a little bit. After you cut up your bread, turn to your cornbread, and you want to cut those into cubes as well. I had this cornbread left over because it was my day 5 recipe in my 12 days of Christmas recipes with spilling the sweet tea, so I didn't want it to go to waste. Baby, waste not, want not. We're not wasting any food in 2024 or 2025. And I actually think the cornbread added a nice dimension to this salad. So I suggest using cornbread and Italian bread. The next thing you want to do is get out some oil, and you just want to spray some oil onto your bread. My oil dispenser has a spray function on it, so I just lightly sprayed this oil all over my bread cubes. You want to go kind of heavy with this bread because you want it to toast up really well, so you want it to be nicely oiled. And this bread is pretty big, so you want to make sure you add a decent amount of oil so when it toasts up, it gets nice and brown and crispy. I toasted my bread on 375. While your bread is toasting up, you want to get out your tomatoes. Everything in this salad is not to be diced up small. You want to cut up your tomatoes in nice chunks as well. You want the size of the tomatoes to match the bread and the cornbread cubes. You can make this panzanella salad any way you want and include whatever ingredients you want. But the 2 key ingredients is definitely tomatoes and definitely bread. You could do like a Greek version and add feta cheese. The possibilities are absolutely endless. I kept it classic for the first time because I really wanted to try it how it's authentically made. One thing I did add that's normally not in this salad are mozzarella balls because I like a little cheese in my salad, but that's the only thing I did add. For this 12 days of Christmas recipes with spilling sweet tea, I wanted to try out new recipes I've never had before, and share them with you guys, and obviously put my own spilling the sweet tea touch to it or twist to it, and that's exactly what I've done with this panzanella salad. I absolutely love this salad. You'll see at the end of the video once I try it my reaction. My husband really enjoyed it, and I gave some to my neighbor to try, and she loved it as well. So this is one of the top 3 recipes I believe in this series. I think what makes it so delicious is that you use the juice of the tomatoes as one of the ingredients of the vinaigrette. So to pull those juices out of the tomatoes, you need to add a little bit of kosher salt. I did about 2 to 3 teaspoons. So you'll see in a few minutes, once I allow these tomatoes to sit for a little bit in this kosher salt, the juices will drain into this bowl that I have the tomatoes sitting on. You don't want to add anything else at this point but salt. Give everything a good toss so the salt can marry with the tomatoes, and just allow it to sit because your bread is toasting and you need to cut up the rest of the ingredients. Next ingredient that goes in this salad is going to be a shallot. You just want to thinly slice your shallot just like this. Baby, I love me a shallot. Anytime I can cook with shallots or add it to a recipe, I am in. The other ingredient that you need is some fresh basil. I always find the freshest, most beautiful basil at Wegmans. I mean, baby, look at this basil. Sometimes when you get basil from the grocery store, the leaves are all brown and just dying. This basil is fresh and absolutely beautiful. I'm cutting them up into strips, but not too thin of a strips. You want to cut it up about just that big. After all of your ingredients is cut up, your bread should be toasted. You want the bread and the cornbread to be toasted, but you want it to still have a little bit of a chew on it. I feel like mine came out perfect. Now let's make the vinaigrette. Look at all the juice at the bottom of this bowl. I have never made a vinaigrette with tomato juice before, so I was so excited to try this. So all I did was use all of the juice from my tomatoes, and I added in some white wine vinegar. You're gonna need about a 1/4 cup. Once you add in your white wine vinegar, you wanna add in some Dijon mustard. Baby, I did not measure, but I just did about a tablespoon, about that much. Now grate in as much garlic as you like. I think I did about 3 or 4 cloves because I'm a garlic girl. So grate in as much garlic as you want. I then added in some fresh cracked pepper, and then added in a 1/2 cup of really good olive oil. I am still loving these Christmas tree measuring cups that I got from Target. They are so festive. Once you have your half a cup of oil, you now just want to add it into your vinaigrette. And baby, that's it. That's all. You can add a pinch of salt if you would like. You just want to give this a really good whisk, and you have got a vinaigrette for your Panzanella salad. If you're making this for a party, you don't want to put on the dressing too soon, because as it sets, the bread is going to get more and more mushy. So it's best to add the vinaigrette maybe 30 minutes before you're going to serve this salad. It's one of those salads where you have to enjoy it at the time. It's not going to be good the next day. So once you add all of your toasted bread to a bowl, you then want to add in those tomatoes that you cut up, and then add in your sliced shallots and basil. I felt like my girl from the Salad Lab. I don't know if you guys follow Darlene from the Salad Lab. I absolutely love watching her content. She makes amazing salads. I used her Panzanella recipe and just tweaked it a little bit so it had a spilling the sweet tea twist on it. And my twist is adding cheese, baby. I added in about 2 spoonfuls of mozzarella balls. This salad does not traditionally have cheese, and I wanted to add cheese, so I did. You can leave it out if you want, but I really enjoyed it in. Now that you have everything in your bowl, you just want to pour on your vinaigrette. When I tell y'all this vinaigrette in this salad smells so good, the very last step is to toss. Now, I probably needed a bigger bowl, but I'm going to toss everything together so everything is nicely coated with that vinaigrette. Once you have everything tossed, this is how the salad looks. It looks so refreshing, so good, and perfect for the holiday season. I just added mine to a big salad bowl. This is perfect to serve as a starter for your Christmas dinner. I thought that the tomatoes and shallots and mozzarella balls worked really, really well. The last little spilling the sweet twist I made was to add on some balsamic glaze. I love adding balsamic glaze to any salad that I'm eating. It's just gonna level up the salad every time. And I think it always looks so pretty drizzled on top. I get feedback all the time that I share too many fattening items. So I wanted to give you guys a salad, and I don't know if a salad with bread in it counts, but this salad is so good. It's definitely a must try this holiday season. Look how pretty this looks. And of course, I have to show myself eating this salad. When I tell you, it was most certainly one of the top 3 items I have made in this series. I had to have everything on my fork, a little bit of the bread, the tomato, and the mozzarella ball. And of course, everything is soaked in that yummy vinaigrette. Baby, when I tell you, I wanted to just shout as I ate this salad. I felt like I had to edit out a lot of this part because I just kept eating this salad. This salad turned out so good. I was so impressed at how the flavors married together. I let it sit for about 10 minutes before I served it. I just could not wait any longer. I hope you guys are enjoying my series. I can't wait to share with you day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas recipes with spilling the sweet tea. Baby, when I tell you this Panzanella salad was definitely spilling the sweet tea approved.